And welcome to a replay analysis, or a current live game. This one's going to be a Mars mid. Hang on, I don't know why. Hang on, directed camera. We got to take this off. Let's go into Mars here. It's going to be Jano here. He's going up against the Batrider. Batrider being very strong and annoying in the mid lane. He does kind of fall off in the end, but he can kind of... He creates a lot of issues for traditional mid laners, right? So I think that this might have been an inside pick, just because Mars is definitely not the traditional mid. I think we saw Neon Esports running this quite a lot. Yopaj as well, he kind of runs this, so this is kind of his style. So we're seeing this in, this is, I actually don't know what server this is, but it's definitely, I think it's like NA or something, maybe EU? Oh no, as there's Chinese names. Probably should go with a Chinese server, but I don't want to assume. Anyways, he's got God's Rebuke. He's doing alright in terms of last hits, 10-1 to kind of start things off. So he does know how to play this matchup here, especially since it's the 11-1 versus the 8-1 of the Batrider here. He's got a full wand, definitely something you need to do, especially with the spamming of the sticky napalm. So you just got to be prepared, right? And this is the best way to do it. You need to ensure that you don't get too many stacks on you like this and take too much damage. And at the same time, make sure you get all of your last hits, because this is like a snowball-y type of hero, Batrider that is. So you need to kind of nullify that. You need to make sure that this guy doesn't get out of hand. So he's making sure that he's doing what he can with that. So Jano here just trading some shots, getting in. I mean, he's getting to 3 or whatever, but he seems to back up. Okay, he's got 4. You know, if we're looking at Batrider, I mean, I think something you need to note is just constantly be aware of his mana. Make sure that, you know, 5 is kind of like the limit. Got to back off, and then completely goes away, and he has to build up the stacks again. I mean, yeah, he's got full mana again, but he's got bottle, so he's kind of playing the matchup, so to speak, in the lane and the sustainability. He does need to be a little bit careful. Again, I think 5 is where you should be, you know, wary, and you probably don't want to be trading at that point. So he's going to back up here. And again, if you're new to the channel, we're going to just kind of watch this matchup. First 10 minutes being very important, ensuring that we're seeing exactly what they're doing in terms of the camera work and everything. So he gets sticky napalmed a lot, and he's got a full wand. So he's not like taking massive amounts of damage. He has, I mean, he's a tanky boy. This Mars is pretty good. Oh, he gets flame break back. Oh, but now he's trying to fight, and here comes Doom, and he gets the nice little stun there, and it looks like he's gone too far, and even with the TP of what the fuck have you done lately? Oh my god, that's actually his name. Jano, alright, sorry, Moose here. But hang on. We gotta click on this guy. Hang on, I just want to see this. His name is what the fuck have you done lately? Alright, Valve, clearly there is no sort of, you know, filter. And so we're kind of stuck in this situation. Mars is gonna be back in the mid, and obviously Batrider super annoyed with that. Because he pretty much should have had that. I mean, yeah, the full stick was there, but, you know, Doom coming in really saved their life. And if we're looking at just last hits, let's reckon Doom, I'm not entirely sure who the 4 is. I'm seeing, judging by that TP, it's probably going to be the Doom 4, which is something that I've explored. I don't think it's as strong as it once was, just because the nerfs to Doom were there. He doesn't have that insane regen that he once had. Oh, the spear pushes him away. He picks up the invisibility, and he outplays Batrider there. And what do you do when you make a good play? You chat wheel, you get in their heads, and you just kind of instantly attack these guys. It's a mental warfare. I mean, just denying it is pretty huge, right? Because Batrider being elsewhere and just all of a sudden ganking, that could be a potential issue, especially since he's closer to level 6. Oh, the flame break is going to push him back. Jano, he spears him away, just keeping him alive. He does need to be careful. There's a decent amount of stacks of sticky napalm. And Batrider is on his trail. He's running back. He's pinging out. He's looking for friends. And here comes Doom. And now they're going to look to fight this. The God's Rebuke pushes him back. Sticky napalm as well. But oh gosh. And the flame break there just doing a lot of work. And Doom realizing he can't do much, especially with that CM there. I mean, he probably should have gone all in, tried to go for that attack. And maybe killed the Batrider. But again, why Batrider is strong, especially in lane. Sticky napalm just doing so much work, and then of course, you know, the flame break, Firefly, just you burn. And he's not even level 6. Oh, now he's 6. Okay. So So Mars needs to be a little bit careful. He's only level 5. Mind you, he had a slight advantage, especially with that first blood that he got. Jano playing with the wards, making sure that he's got a flame break again. And now the lasso, he's gone too far right into the fire. He's going to wand up, and it looks like he's going to go down again. And yeah, Batrider. Chat wheel is on point. I think that if you want to get better at Dota, you got to understand when to use the chat wheel. It's a very tilting thing. And Doom's only level 3 at 6 minutes. Rough situation, to say the least. He picks up the bottle, in case you didn't know what that was. He swaps bottle, passes on to Clockwork, who's TPing in. He's got that fountain buff. And once you pass it off to somebody with that buff, he instantly refills the bottle. And he can actually, because it kind of lingers when you TP, so you can refill it, cast it on Batrider, and then get like 5 or so charges effectively. It's quite good. So Mars again, only level 5, and here comes Clockwork, who's just trying to run at him. He does have cogs. They had the illusion that was just trying to sight him, give vision, that is. But the cogs is a little off the mark, and they're going for this. But it looks like there's a assault and battery doing work, and Jano is going to get run up again. He's going under tower, so he's getting a little bit low, but he should be surrounded. And they got the Frost Nova, and they do have him with a Lich there. And they have the mini stun from Doom, and he's just running up on this, especially with that Frost armor. And Miku gets pulled back. The Sinister Gaze looks at him, and what the fuck have you done lately? He's getting assault and battery here, and I think that he should be okay. Hang on, what is this? Free cam? He does get away. Yeah, with the cogs. Not able to do much, unfortunately. And yeah, you got the Batrider, which is pretty good for the supports at least. But Jano's in a world of hurt right now. Last hits. Let's continue here. He's got the arena. They've committed this, and they have Leshrac here as well. They got the Earth Splitter, and they're doing a little bit of work. But they've got the lasso here, and they've got Jano under that, and they've turned this completely around. They thought it was a good fight. They thought they could get good gank or whatever, and they've gotten more. The focus fire from the Wind Rangers here as well. The power shot is just doing a lot of work. Shackle is going to connect onto the Lich here. It's a double kill for Class Act, proven to be a Class Act, that is. Fairy Fire as well. And it's a 5-man mid. And it looks like a 4 down for the, for the Dire here. And it looks like they're going to focus on this T1 mid. Nice little rotation. And so here's the great thing about that play. Hey, Ludification. What's up, man? So one of the big things is... Alright, thank you for the follow, sir. One of the big things about that one is that you had the arena, you committed, and so you've gotten the TPs to make sure that you TP back, and then you fought it off, right? And not only did you win that, you killed Mars there, you killed Jano with that, but notice that they took something out of it. They kept on going, they continued to push, and they did a lot of damage, on that T1. Yes, they didn't get the tower in the end, but it wasn't like a waste. More times, like if you're looking at other teams, they TP in, and then they just get out, right? They're like, oh, there's no fight anymore? Okay, we're done. And they just kind of back off. But in this case, you can just see just how much value they got. They got 4 kills in that rotation, so to speak. And they did chip damage. Yes, it's great to get the objective, but I mean, this is kind of how you snowball, right? You make smart moves, you become very, very efficient. Mind you, this Jano, in case I did not say earlier, the arena is just defensively used the Spirit, and here comes Doom. He's got the TP, and an Infernal Blade will be there, and Jano will secure that kill. So they get something out of that. A good rotation there, but it looks like Lich has been stuck in. He's got Frost Armor, but Miku really doesn't have the damage. Oh, he's got the hook shot. Oh, speaking of damage, but no, the stick is there. Now comes the haunts, and they're going to look to just focus on Miku. He gets focused on Yui. Is just trying to run for his life, and Frost, okay, here we go. And yeah, that's not going to work there, especially with a spear there, and they got to rebuke him, and they've completely turned this around. I was just complimenting the Radiant and saying, oh, what a great job they're doing, and then they do something silly like that, where they try to go for a gank. I mean, you don't really have the mobility, so to speak, and you just run it up. You do need to respect the arena, especially when it's there. It cuts you off from the line of retreat, so a little bit of a misplay by the Batrider, who we were just literally complimenting. So Spectre is in, does have a blade mail, is going to dagger back Batrider, on the other hand, just trying to harass at this point. But he found the Leshrac, and he gets the lasso. He's got the illusions as well. And the power shot in addition to it. And the stick is there. The God's Rebuke is actually going to miss. Leshrac is going to somehow survive. The focus fires from the front, but Bristle Front is cool with that as he runs away. And now he's getting some rear armor, and he looks to go down. The Frost Armor, not enough. The Cogs, and they've got Lich here, who's level 5. He gets power shotted as well. Hook shot. Oh, he goes downtown, and he's actually higher than the Spectre. So a level 8 versus level 7, but it looks like he's just going to wait for the cooldown. Assault and Battery is going to be committed here. Further slowing him down, and they've got the Frostbite, and he does get destroyed. And he, you know, how does the Spectre become a ghost? Well, we will see as he dies here. And man, Spectre has not had a good game. He's completely behind. A lot of pressure. Good rotations from the support here. Frostbite. Earth Splitter. No, he's not going to be committed. He does have it, but it looks like the Pulse Nova is going to be used, and they're just going to focus on him. Miku's trying to do there, but the power shot is there. Miku is looking to just get one more right click, and what the fuck have you done lately? What has he done? He gets cogged here. He's trying to just go for the Infernal Blade. Yeah, he does, and he gets the kill here, and they're going to take some of those cogs down with him. And they've committed the arena, and they got Yui, or Aretes, as the name is, in terms of Incubus here. And a little bit of chip damage, but okay. You've gotten some kills. You haven't gotten objectives. You got the T1 top, and that's pretty much it. But this T1 mid has been standing for quite some time. So instead of diving deep into the jungle, and yeah, you've gotten Spectre a couple times, but I feel like you're kind of throwing. You need to be somewhat conservative with your gank attempts, right? You get a couple kills, go back, finish out objectives. Because if you take these objectives away, you take away space, and they have no room to farm, and they're going to be in a bad spot. Okay, smoke here instantly popped. Batrider was nearby. He does have it. It looks like he's going to cast Drums. Flame Break actually pushes them to the side. No real advantage from that in terms of positioning. Class Act is going to continue to focus on that T1. And they're going to get... Oh, they did not get the denied. Jano, you literally had one job on that one. They've committed the Doom, though, and they've got it on the Batrider. And Ui's trying to just take down Frugus, but he doesn't have enough. He's got the damage for it. And now the Doomed Batrider is literally flying for his life. Doom is continuing to just proceed. I mean, he's got phase boots, but... Oh, wow, he's going to let him go. He backs off here. Okay, interesting. And Leshrac does get that kill, though. He's nearby, and the Glyph is going to be committed, and he's out of line of sight. So this tower's not hitting him, but he's able to do some chip damage, right? But with the Glyph there, and now the drums from the Batrider continuing to go in. He doesn't have his BOT. The Flame Break was on point. Oh, wow. And he gets the kill on that one. Lich is running for his life. Doesn't have Chain Frost, yeah, they're going to get the T1 finally. I mean, with a DD on the Batrider, making sure that they made the Leshrac pay for that somewhat cheeky play. But yeah, I think you need a little bit more mobility. He's going to go BOT, so this Batrider will be literally everywhere. But he does need Blink. I think that that's going to be a pretty game-changing moment in terms of a peak. Making sure that he's there. But Doom has managed to catch up. We were kind of making fun of him, the fact that he was like level 3 at like 6 minutes. But this is the power of Doom. When you have your like mini Midas, you have ways to come back. Ui is running for his life. Has only got, yeah, he's going to get gone up on here. Haunt is going to be committed. Smokescreen is just going to buy a little bit of time. Here's the arena. They have a nice little shackle, though. They got Jano. Class Act has tried to move over around, but hitbox much, and he gets actually pinned to the end, and he's looking to focus fire on Jano. He's looking to take him down. They have the backstab, and Ricky's there. Ricky does have, actually, just Perseverance. I expected a little bit more in terms of itemization. But the Batrider is nearby. Wind Ranger just barely getting away, and he does blink. The dagger doing some work. He doesn't need to be careful. The frost armor is actually going to be a little bit out of range, but Batrider, and then the lasso into the shackle, which brings him all the way around. That's super awkward, and Ricky goes back in. Yes, they have the two-man stop from the Centaur into the Earth Splitter, but it looks like they've gone too deep. Tricks of the trade as well. Spectre goes down. Lich is running for his life. He is the last survivor. He will go back to the fountain and tell his baby friends exactly what sort of bullies they were, and it looks like he will survive and tell the tale of how a bad team fight can happen for them. So it looks like Ricky, I mean, he was low. He got a little bit a little careless in terms of positioning, but he was able to kind of just go in and out, making sure he survives. And the only one that really died was the Wind Ranger on that one, so not the worst fight by the Radiant here. And in case I didn't say this before, we were looking at Mars, and the reason why we're looking at Mars is because the dude is ranked 19. Ranked Immortal, right? This is as high as it gets without being in the pro. I mean, this guy might be a semi-pro T2, But, you know, how does he win? How does he get back into this game? Or what does he need to do? And obviously with the arena up, you want to be looking for some sort of ganks. He hasn't been able to just kind of get that uber, you know, arena, so to speak. And he's been very defensive, just trying to keep him alive. But that's been the state of the game. They haven't been able to do much with that. I mean, he doesn't have blink. He isn't able to find the initiation, so to speak. And if you're looking at his entire team, he's pretty much the initiator, right? Like, you don't want to hunt into these kinds of things. Doom has drums, but that's just mobility, right? And I think you really need to kind of get something going. And this Spectre's been having a rough time, and it looks like they're going to look to just kind of gank him. Obviously, the vision is there, so they do need to be careful. Sorry for this camera work. And they're sticking around, and Clockwork is on the wings, and the hook shot is going to be just off the mark, but he did get the cogs in. And they've got him, lassoed back, even with the blade mail. Don't care. And we're just going to burn him up. And yeah, Batrider's about half life now. The dagger's still there. And they've got the arena. They've got two. The spear's going to be a little off the mark, though. God's Rebuke into the, okay. So they've got two here. Chain Frost is doing a lot of work. The Frost Armor as well. They found Miku. So a nice little trade. 3 for 1. And you've got the Batrider. So that's a really good trade for the Dire. And looks like they're going to focus on this T1 bottom, which is great, seeing as you've got the Leshrac, which provides that push. So a good opportunity here, and this is the, yes, you lost your Spectre. Yes, it sucks, but you need to provide space. That's like the biggest thing, and you know, getting those 3 kills is pretty massive. So yeah, Freezing Field on the other hand was committed. I mean, did a little bit of damage there. But Spectre's back. I mean, if there's anything to his advantage, is the fact that he's kind of like low level in the sense that like he's only a level 11, so his death timer, his respawn timer, that is up very quickly. So, yeah, he's going to get farmed up. I mean, it's just about, like, buying time for the Spectre. Can this guy go late game? If you go late game, obviously with the Spectre, you're going to win games. And if you're looking at this one, this lineup, all they want to do is end the game as quickly as possible. So every minute that you kind of botch these sort of attempts, yeah, you got the Spectre again. But you lost 3 in return. And everybody else is getting stronger, which is going to be more difficult to deal with. Space becomes an issue. So, you know, it's kind of like one of those things where it's a slippery slope in that sense. Mars here, he's got BKB. Or he's got it queued up, excuse me. He has Blade Mail as well. It looks like everybody is... Oh, okay. Doom is going to get gone on. He's been cogsed here. And, yeah, not really any way to get out of that, especially with the Batrider. This is a nice little ganking duo. I mean, they can pretty much take off anybody on this, you know, the Dire side. Nobody's super tanky where they can survive the sticky napalm, you know, assault and battery, hookshot, like that whole trap, so to speak. You're just going to get burned up, and you're going to have a rough time. But CM is, oh, sorry, Clock, excuse me, is going to be going Blade Mail. They found Jano and Frogos. But the Sinister Gaze is going to pull him back. They had a nice 2-man shackle, but he's by himself. So this is when you're like, guys are starting to throw a little bit. This is a bit of an issue. We need to be playing better. We need to be smarter here. Doom is there. He walks in. Oh, he didn't actually commit. Oh, he did get the Doom. Okay, okay. I was going to say, if he didn't do that. But he's actually getting body blocked by Spectres. And he's like, Spectre, get out of the way. Batrider's so quick with BOT. And the daggers, they're slowing him down. But the Doom is almost going to go away. He does. And now he can start using his items. But he's going to be trying to navigate through this. He can just fly over these trees. And the arena is just off the mark as well. And that was a huge commitment. Okay. You get the lasso on the Spectre. I think he should have just ran instead. That was very silly by the Batrider. I felt like he could have gotten away instead of just, you know, just turning around like that. That was silly. Spear, again, is a little off the mark, but they committed a lot for this. Power shot, the hook shot, they got him in, and they found the Spectre, and that's perfect for Miku. He pushes him back, but it looks like the Leshrac now has gotten to that critical mass in the sense that he can actually start doing some damage. He's got Pulse Nova. Miku now, he's like, oh, I wanted the Spectre, can't get the Spectre, and I'm by myself. But now Riku's here. Riki is here. He's got the tricks of the trade, but he gets speared back. The Cogs is going to keep him alive. He's on the end of this one, but he is the last man standing in the smoke screen. Is not doing enough. The backstab, he's looking to go for the Doom, and he didn't even get the Doom with that nice little Shadow Amulet play with the heads-up thing. Heads-up play with that item, and they've got a 5 for 1. And that's how you throw. So when you're like, oh, we're doing so well in the early game. You know, we're pinning this back. We're getting a bunch of kills on the Spectre. But you're throwing the game. right? Like these team fights have been atrocious. Like this is the state of the game in the sense that the Ricky and the Batrider are both top 2. But when you're throwing team fights like this, and we'll look at this in terms of the net worth, like this, you want a graph that just goes consistently up. You don't want these dips, right? And so these are all the bad fights that you've taken. So if you ever go into your own replay, you look at your timing. You know what I mean? At the 10-minute, we made a bad one. The 12-minute, like these are the kinds of things that you need to like look at. If you look at this, if I didn't even watch this game and all I did was look at the graphs, I wouldn't know exactly where things went wrong, right? And how you can improve as a player, because you have to just kind of dig down, like dig deep, so to speak, do the research, figure out what's going on. They've got the arena, spear, and they've got the Batrider, and it looks like he's going to go down. And man, this guy was starting to snowball. He was getting out of control. He was making ganks. And Jano is running for his life. Oh, the clumsy net is going to be committed. The Sinister Gaze pushes him back, the Infernal Blade, and he's going to be dead as well. Again, really bad fights. So if you're thinking, I mean, if you're the Dire, like this is what you need to do, right? And they've been sticking together. They made sure that they've been on point. And the Radiant here, this is why you lose, is that you're taking bad team fights. You're trying to force the issue. You think you're up, Infernal Blade into the Centaur Stomp. They probably didn't stack that right, but the Earth Splitter's there. The Haunt is going to be just in time to make sure he gets the assist goal. They got the clumsy net, and Ricky is down as well, and that's a 4 for nothing. And again, let's go back to this graph. All right? This is just rough, right? This is where you've taken so many different team fights. You're like, oh, we've taken some bad ones. What do? Let's take more bad ones? Like, what? Like, that doesn't make sense, right? So you need to be smart in terms of how you do things. If you take a bad team fight, fine. Sometimes that happens. You make mistakes. Hook shot. All right, they're trying to get this one. Oh, they don't actually have the cogs on this. So the Chain Frost is on point, and they're bouncing. But the BKB, they've got the Shackle on the Lich. They got something on this one. But the Leshrac is still alive. The Chain Frost actually is enough Focus Fire. And they've got the Greaves from the Leshrac keeping him alive. And yeah, the Focus Fire was there. He's trying to power shot, just trying to get lucky with the headshot. But Leshrac staying alive. And trading, what? I think it's a 1-for-1? Yeah, it was a 1-for-1. The Ricky was already dead. But again, you're trying to take fights into situations where you're kind of thrown at this point. And look at this, Spectre. You give him enough time, the guy's back in the game. The Frostbite is there. Tricks of the Trade Arena, and the BKB is not going to matter when you've been lassoed and they can just right-click you. The backstab, they've got Flagos. He does not have the Greaves for another 4 seconds. I don't think he has enough. The Pulse Nova, just a little mistimed. And this is kind of a silly moment. They were looking for the rune. They were just trying to stick around. They thought they were strong. And again, a little bit of a throw. Right? They've got the 5 heroes there. Spectre was nowhere nearby. Didn't really have the Haunt available. I mean, you guys got Manta, and he's in a pretty decent spot. But you didn't have your cooldowns. That's like the biggest thing. You had Arena, and that's pretty much it. Centaur Stomp, Infernal Blade into the Centaur Stomp. He's been the smoke screen. He's been silenced. Oh, the hookshot is completely going to miss there. Oh, he's dodging everything. The Shackle on the Ancient. Like, this Doom is super speedy. And gets away. The Batrider actually found the real Spectre. But yeah, he's going to back up here. The Tricks of the Trade just doing a little bit of work on those illusions. What the fuck have you done lately? He's running after him. He's got the Doom pump faking, and he actually lost vision. So he didn't actually commit it. And he does have the Shadow Blade. He should be spotted by the Ricky. The Sentry was there, so he was close by, but they didn't actually follow up. So now, okay, so you've got all of your cooldowns here, and I'm sure they're gonna smoke here. Spectre is nearby. Haunt in 9 seconds. So you got to play. Yeah, you were looking for a gank, but you wanted at the right when he's got Haunt. Oh, they found the Lich. His smoke pops. They got the smoke screen. The Glimmer is there. And they've got the Dust, the Sinister Gaze, and the Arena's committed onto the Ricky. They've got him, and they've got the Vision for him. The Chain Frost is bouncing everywhere. The Cogs as well. BKBs galore. And, you know, the Wind Ranger is just focusing on the Doom. They've already gotten 3 down, though. The Wind Ranger's by himself. The Power Shot does end up connecting on the Lich, so you got something out of this. He does have MKB. He's just trying to run around, just harry what he can. He's looking for this Doom, but I don't think he's going to get this. Oh, yeah, he gets the Courier, if anything, and a TP away. But that's a 3-for-1. I would say 3-for-2, considering the Lich is about the equal value of that Courier at this point. So they've gotten a little bit of a misplay there in terms of the Radiant. But they kind of walked into that smoke. The Lich being very smart and very fast fingers with that Sinister Gaze really kept him on point. Jano getting focus fired here. Doesn't need to be careful. He's looking to turn this around. He's got the Blade Mail on, and Class Act is like, oh shit, gotta stop. And he actually stops his attack. Here comes the Batrider. He's looking to fight this one. And yeah, with the blade mail down, Jano finally goes down. And a little bit, again, just bad positioning, right? You thought you had it. You had 3 down. But man, these respawn timers are going to happen. So this is throw after throw after throw, right? Got to be careful. Thought that the blade mail would be enough, but really not enough. You know, Wind Ranger can literally just stop shooting you, and he's fine. So Mars has got to be careful. They need to play together as a team. And you can see that this is definitely a pub game. Because, like, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. Nobody's really sticking together. And you don't really have that buddy system, which you kind of need in Dota, right? It's kind of funny that, like, in other games in FPS guns, you'll kind of have that buddy system where people will stick together and they'll kind of back each other up. But in Dota, it's kind of like, nah, man, I'm just going to run this by myself. And so Dota can be more frustrating because of that. Batrider here does a blink, has a 8-second charge on the BKB. CM has been largely, hasn't been able to do too much, but does, I mean, a decent amount of work in terms of like the glimmers and the freezing fields and all that. It's a nice little combination, but being position 5, you're kind of in dire straits. They've got the lasso. The glimmer is going to be used, but they've got the smoke and they should spot it out. The arena connects onto 2, and that's a bad spot for them to be in. And the BKBs, they don't care, and they're going to run after this Batrider. And a lot of the magic damage is being negated. He's going to fly away. He should be fine. Clockwork, again, being literally one of the lowest, you know, net worth heroes on the map right now, has had a rough time of, you know, a rough go at this game. I think he really needs a Force Staff. They've got the hook. Lich, he's stuck in. Frost Armor should keep him alive. Okay, he does not. I mean, they had the dust. I mean, they know that he's got Glimmer, so that's like his one get-out-of-jail-free card, and he was trying to get cheeky in that sense, but not the case here, and it looks like they're going to focus on this T1 top. And this Spectre, which you've almost, you know, made him have a terrible early game, and the dude is Scotty at 27 minutes with a Manta and a Blade Mail. So, as the Radiant team, I hate to say it, but you going fucked up. Right, like this is not where you want it to be, not how you wanted things to be. Like, you had such a net worth lead. You could have pushed it forward. You could have done some damage, and then all of a sudden, now you're in this situation where you've had some bad gank attempts, and Spectre has gotten a couple items. Like, this guy is somewhat, he's a worthy adversary. Like right at this point, right? Like, He's going to be an end boss, and he's only going to get stronger. He doesn't care about buyback because he knows that he can just be strong. Like, Scotty is just so much work. He's got 2.7, K HP. Like, he's got Manta as well. Okay, they found the Lich again. So that's a win, especially with the power shot there. It's going to steal that kill. And they've got the Doom, but they got it on Ricky. And here's the Haunts. They got the Arena. They found the Ricky, and they've got him with the smoke. And make sure that, or the dust, excuse me, and they've got him as well. They're looking to get the Batrider, who has to BKB defensively just to keep himself alive, but he's been slowed, and he's trying to get away. He blinks away for now into the path of the CM, and CM will be the bait. And they have him with God's Rebuke, and he just gets the ward down because why didn't might as well. So a 2-for-1 at the cost of the position 3/4 Leshrac. Haven't been able to get the good games, and to be honest, like the Wind Ranger here is like completely hard countered by this Mars. Like that arena does so much work. Like this is something that they need to be careful about, right? The fact that like he's there. So, all right. So they got the little shackle here. Hang on, I thought I heard a shackle. They found Doom, and he gets blown up. Okay, so that's a nice kill. BKB on the Wind Ranger. Perfect. So when you know that there's a, like, you know, a Mars there, he's got the arena and everything, you can BKB on out of that. You have your, you can find your exit, so to speak. You're not kind of stuck in that arena, and that's a huge thing that Wind Ranger wants to do in terms of just going in and out. So a very good item to pick up, especially with that Wind Ranger. And it looks like they're going to go for a Roshan without a Doom. They've got the arena committed, but he's got BKB, and he's focusing fire Jano, and Spectre, or sorry, Roshan is getting so low, and he does end up getting killed here. Radiant pick it up, and Wind Ranger gets the Aegis, and the Aegis is going to be popped, so tremendous value. This is so good for Radiant. The Spectre is going to have to just TP away. The Flame Break is there, and he does get killed as well, and this is a disaster for the Dire. Oh my gosh. All right, TP away. And it looks like they're going to go for more. The Wind Ranger is just focusing on this Leshrac, especially he's the last one of the Dire. So this is what you want to do. Push it forward, right? This is a huge opportunity. You have all the space in the Focus Fire. The Shackle. Frogos is going down as well, and that's a team wipe. And it looks like they're going to blink forward, cut the creeps. Perfect. Let the creeps come through. They're going to have the defensive glyph here just to kind of save as much time as possible, especially with, 30 seconds? With the next, just for Mars to come back in. And it really doesn't look like Doom can fight back here. So they got the smoke screen. And, yeah, it's going to be 2 T2s. Just like a really bad team fight. Okay. If we're going to go back to this Roshan fight. Doom was dead. He was down for 20 seconds. So you think you're strong. And we talked about how Spectre is getting some farm. And he's got some items. But the thing is that he's in a rough spot in the sense that you're down a player. You're down in, 4v5 is not where you want to be. Oh, the lasso, and they found the Doom. And he's going to get killed here. He's got no choice. He's going to BKB, and that's going to be a waste in the arena as well. And this is where one bad fight can turn into many. They've got Lich. Chain Frost is bouncing around. They do need to be a little bit careful. They got Uwe and Muku. And those are just the supports, and at the cost of just the Doom here. There was no buyback committed, but that was super risky, especially at this stage. You know that the respawns were happening. You do need to be a bit careful. I suggest you run. And Batrider and Wind Ranger are on the retreat here, but the Spectral Dagger is going to slow him down. Frost Armor, is he just barely out of range? Oh, yes, he is, and especially with that blink there, Spectre's going to give up the chase. So you get the Doom maybe, and then you back up. I think that should have been a retreat there. Insta-retreat. I mean, the Doom was a little bit far up, and he pays with his life. But, yeah, I think that these are the kinds of things you need to be a little bit careful about, just because it's so close. Nice little dagger into both the camps, adding a lot of value. And, yeah, he's going to just kind of farm up these creeps here. Mars is going to continue to push, fix some of the lanes. But this is pretty back and forth. I mean, it doesn't feel like... I mean, 41-36. A bit of a wash at this point, especially since it's a 5k net worth lead. But top two still on the Radiant. Wind Ranger as well. But it's really going to come down to this BKB. For all of the different... the main cores on Radiant, right? He's already at the 5-second one, which is pretty massive at this stage. 10 seconds. This is a brand new one from Ricky, though. Okay, that's good. But I am worried for Batrider. Okay, if your cooldown is this low in 5 seconds, you have less time to... Obviously, you're magic immune, right? But you need to play a little bit more carefully. And you need to play like a bit more like a support here. Oh, BKB is committed. He blinks in. He pump faked it. And the freezing field is going to be used. And they're trying to glimmer through. But Yui is still somehow alive. Jano is going down. The Greaves is not going to keep up Jano, and they're going to look to fight this Miku. They've got him Infernal Bladed. The smoke screen is there, but they're fighting under it, and they do need to be careful. Backstab's doing a lot of work. 871 just kind of going up on him, and he's looking to fight this. Can he actually fight through the Spectre? And he's the end boss. The smoke screen is there. The buyback from the CM. Shackle is going to hit, but not actually commit onto this one. And Class Act, I don't know why he stuck around. Completely gave up on that one. He tried to fight him. That was super awkward. Frostbite on the Spectre, but they're going to go for this. The Blade Mail is going to be used. Glimmer. Put Ricky back into his invisible state. Yui bought back for this, so they need to get something. Haunt, and he actually goes for the CM, the Force Staff to the high ground, and they get it with the Ricky, and that was a disaster. What a bad fight. Like, the CM's like, I bought back. We got to get something out of this. And force the hand of Ricky to continue fighting. He wanted to retreat, but CM was like, no, we're going to continue to fight. And... oh, what a bad fight here. And, this, I mean, pays with his life here. And if we're going to look at this, boom. Boom. Look at these dips. Like, if I'm drawing a graph, this is not how I would envision a graph to be drawn. I don't know. I mean, this is pretty crazy in terms of the dips both sides are doing. Like, you think, oh, because this is where, they lost that team fight at Roche. This is where you're kind of seeing that. They get the T2 and they just end up pushing it back in. And then... you know what I mean? Like, and then that fight happens. And so, this is Pub Dota, man. I mean, yeah, it's ranked immortal. You'd think that people are going to be, coordinated and making awesome plays. But, they're human like you and I, in the sense that they're going to make mistakes. And this is why sometimes you can see these games and you can see mistakes, right? And it really doesn't matter what rank you are. This is more of like, if you're looking at like a basketball player and the dude's not hitting his threes, he's not hitting his free throws, he's constantly, you know, just fouling out or whatever, he's not having a good game. You can say that, right? You can talk about the fact that, like, these are the mistakes that he's making. He needs to work on X and Y. I mean, free throw shooting, that's definitely on the list. Three-point shooting, if you're not a good three-point shooter, maybe you should stop. Like, you need to, like, really analyze your game. And I think that we're kind of seeing this type of style where you need to analyze what you're doing. Yes, you might be at the top level or whatever, tier 2, and he's going to walk into this. Miku's nearby. Oh, they've got the smoke of the arena. They've got class act, and he's probably going to fight this. The chain frost is going to be used. He didn't even get the BKB. The sinister gaze is going to be nice, and that's going to be all at the cost of his death. The Batrider is going to run away. He does have BKB. Miku is looking to be in a bad spot and be the sacrificial lamb for this, and all they got out of that was the Leshrac, which is not a good trade for the Radiant here. And this is the scary moment. Spectre here, getting super fat, has Abyssal. Titan Sliver as well. Like, this guy, like, I mean, he has, I mean, he's gotten all the items. I mean, he's practically, you know, 5-slotted at this point. Titan Sliver gives him that 6th, and being lucky, Hunt. And they're going to find, they found the Ricky. And the PM, okay, here we go. When your own team is tipping you, this is a throw. This is one of those moments where you're like, oh, shit. Yeah, this Ricky had a bad positioning, so we're just going to tilt him even further. And this is where the cookie will crumble, and this is when you start to lose, right? We see the dips. And again, like, this is another one of those good games. A lot to learn in terms of how the Spectre, like, you totally had this guy shut down. But you didn't actually turn it into objectives. You went for ganks. You tried to continue to fight, and you tried to push your advantage through a terrible means. When you're up like that, what, you know, Spectre is going to be by himself. He's going to want to just farm on his own, so you can literally 5-man him. BKB is going to nullify most of that damage, but he's in a bad spot in terms of positioning. The arena is going to be used just to kind of back himself off, and they do get Miko, who's the gatekeeper, so to speak. Abyssal Blade is going to be committed on Batrider. He's going to look to fight this, and yeah, BKB's there, but Spectre just wants to just slowly fight. The Frostbite is on point, though, slowing him down, and the Focus Fire is on Spectre. Napalm is going to push him back, but now comes his teammates. The Doom is there, and they've gotten the CM, who's in a bad spot in terms of positioning. Miku is back. He's got the hook shots. He's got the cogs, but he's only got Jano, and he's been Sinister Gaze back, and the Assault and Battery doesn't work. It ends up killing Jano, so they got something. The Flame Break there is, and the Chain Frost is going to do work, and that's going to be a team wipe. Batrider buys back, but it looks like a little too late at this point, and not much you can do. Yes, Ricky's back in on a second. The Abyssal, here comes Ricky. He's going to TP. He's going to try to fight. Spectre does need to be careful. The Earth Splitter, the back strike is going to be there, but it looks like the smoke screen is kind of slowing him down. The tricks of the trade, doing a little bit of work, but the damage is being kind of throughout. They do need to be a little bit careful. Doom is going down, and the invisibility is not enough. Spectre is somehow still alive through all of this, and the Flame Break pushes him back, and he does get killed. When you've overstayed your welcome, this is exactly what happens, right? Oh, man. Oh, man. Like, you need to look, when you go high ground, you need to look at the timers. If it's under 10 seconds, and you know it's like a big carry like this, the reason why you back up is, yes, you have numbers and everything, is that your cooldowns are off, you know, your spells are on cooldown, your health is definitely not full, so you're not... It's not like the full advantage that you would be getting if it was like a 4-on-2, right? Because you're like half a person, so to speak, because you're not really able to cast any spells. You don't really have the health for it. So these are the moments where you got to look at the respawn. Like, this is a huge advantage knowing when they're going to come back. Like 10 seconds, oh, Mars is coming back. I need to be careful as Batrider. I cannot commit on this high ground. As I say this, Batrider is looking to just at least take the racks, but they know that he's back. He could be here in 3 seconds with that TP once he's back in, right? That's how fast the TPs are. So you need to be a little bit smart in terms of how you proceed up high ground and what you need to do. It's okay to retreat. You got what you wanted. You did a little chip damage. Come back to fight another day, but don't throw anything. And if you're looking at this, this is where all these dips are happening, is because you're taking bad fights. You do need to be a bit careful here. CM is on... God, Force Staff, I can speak, and has BKB up next. Still one of the lowest ones. And yeah, the courier here from the Batrider, just making sure, camping out Roshan. This is going to be the next big fight, and it's up in 20 seconds. They do need to be careful. smoke, but it's a 3-man smoke. Yes, you have Haunt, so it could potentially be 4. And they know that the next big fight is going to be Roche. They need to be careful. The initiation needs to be right on. And Lich needs to stay alive. Like, he gets gone on. And, like, the Glimmer of the Force and, like, the Sinister Gaze, like, if you're able to stay alive and cast that multiple times, you will win a team fight single-handedly. BKBs are low enough now where it could be a potential, like, team fight winning spell cast if you can do things properly. Lich needs to stay alive. He's been too far up, which, you know, I'm going to criticize Lich's play here. Does need to be a little bit careful in terms of how he sticks around. But it's 41 minutes. CM will walk around the Roche. And he's been pinged out. Doesn't be careful. He's in a bad spot, too. Oh, he's got Glimmer. And the Lotus Orb, they have the Sentry, and Uwe just goes down, and that might have just been a free Roshan going the way of Dire. I don't know what CM was doing. Was looking to place a ward, but, man, you got to be careful. And look at how fast this Spectre is going to take down this Roche. Not really much you can do, especially with no buyback. But it looks like they're going to look to fight this, or at least harass him, push him out of the Roshan pit. Maybe you get lucky. Lotus Orb is going to be committed. And they've got the Arena, they got the Blinken, they've got 3 on this one, the Haunt as well, and they've got Jano in a lasso, though, and they're looking to fight this one. Here comes the Doom, and they've got Miku as well as Class Act, and they're looking to just fight this one, and I've got a little bit of lag, hence everybody's sticking around, and they got Wind Ranger, Clock, Lich goes down, 871 is by himself, and yeah, he's got Infernal Bladed, he's been Centaur stopped, Earth Split, and the Glimmer is not enough. Uwe's going to just do Freezing Field, try to get something, but that gets stunned as well. And I'm pretty sure that's pretty much all she wrote at this point. I mean, yes, this is only the second Roshan, but Cheese and Aegis, and that should be plenty. Batrider had TP'd away, is looking to just kind of create space, push out all the different lanes. Mars is sticking around. It's got his Arcane Rune. But actually, that was a really nice initiation. Just blinking in, getting that 3-man Arena, and just being able to burn them as quickly as possible. So this is the thing, is that when you have the Arena on, like, it stops so much of what they want to do, right? Like, the Batrider wants to lasso somebody, get on out of there. You know, you want to see the Wind Ranger just focusing fire somebody, and the Arena actually shuts that down, right? Because you have those shields, and they kind of block all sorts of range, going out and in. So he has to BKB out, but then he's kind of like, I can't do shit. I can't do anything, right? So he's in a bad spot. Then you see the Clockwork where, yeah, if he's stuck in there with the, you know, the cogs and the assault and battery, but you're not really going to do much, right? Because you can't get the focus fire. You don't have the damage, so to speak. Like, Ricky and the Wind Ranger are your damage, and with half of the damage, with the Arena just blocking it, you're not going to have much of a choice, so to speak. All right, so it looks like they're going to focus on this. 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Okay, so this is the timer that I was talking about. Yeah, you've got full. Okay, in terms of cooldowns, they're in a better spot. HP's in a good spot as well. Doom is going to continue to push the bottom lane. But they don't have the creeps here. As Batrider did he did a good job of split pushing. Here comes the hook. They've got 2-man cogs, which is pretty nice, the Lotus Orb. And they've got the Focus Fire, and they're focusing on Jano, but they're hitting him from the front, so not really value. Okay, now he's got it on the back, which is nice. Freezing Field. Arena's now going to be committed, but Jano goes down. And the Sticky Napalm is doing a little bit of work, but he's going to back up here. Tricks of the Trade as well. What the fuck have you done lately? He's going at him. He's got BKB, and it looks like he's just going to be stopped. He doesn't have Doom, so there's not really much he can do. Mars is going to buy back. They got the Sinister Gaze on Yui, who should just die instantly. That guy's in a bad spot. No reason to be up front. And it looks like they're going to focus on the Rax here, which is getting healed up. This is the backdoor protection. Whoa, that's... okay. That was a crazy amount of heal there. I mean, just... all that damage. And it looks like Jano TP'd into the outpost. And he's going to look to take the last T2 bottom. God's Rebuke just doing a lot of work. Holy crap. And he takes the tower here. And he blinks forward. He tried to... okay, I thought he was going to Spirit, but he actually saved it because he really didn't have anything to kind of hook it onto. Smokescreen should just kind of... slow things down a little bit, but TV Frogos is nearby, and they've got the lasso on the Leshrac. The Lich, the Frost Armor is there, and they've got the Smoke Screen, Tricks of the Trade, and the Chain Frost is now going to be used and committed on, as well as the Arena, and they're looking to fight this. They got Miku, they got Batrider, and they've gotten Yui, and they had bought back, so Batrider can't go back into this fight. This is at least this set of racks, and they're probably going to make their way. This is probably going to be Megas. This might even be game. I mean, I think that you go for a game. I think you ask them a question in the sense that, do you have buyback or not? I mean, they'll know with this timer that he doesn't. But instead, they're going to play the safe route, and they're going to go for Megas here, and there's really not much, you know, the Radiant team can do at this point. 871, Tricks of the Trade. Yeah, you hit the end of that one, but not really much. Oh, Frugos does need to be a little careful. The Frost Armor keeping him alive for now. The Greaves as well. 871 is looking to fight this one, but he's going to get burned down here. This Spectre is just way too strong. And yeah, he doesn't really have the mana for it, but I mean, at this point, when you have 4,000 HP, you still have 1,500 life. He's even got Silver Edge to kind of just lock things down. He's got Aegis as well, and that's going to be Megas, and that's probably going to be GG, considering there's not much they can do. Batrider dying was pretty massive. And it's going to come back to that play. That mid-tier. Like, yes. Oh, Arena. Okay, that was a little unnecessary by Jano there. Focus on this T4 here. Focus taking both down. Greaves. And this is going to be GG at 46 minutes. As they're going to burn that one down. Yeah, and then here comes the disrespect. You got the catapults and the creeps just doing work. Oh, I thought they were going to blink forward. Okay. They go into the fountain. Spectre doesn't need to be careful. The Manta's illusion's instantly dying, but it doesn't really matter. And the Ancient does go down in the end. And this, in my opinion, is on the Batrider. Right? Like, he was winning the lane. He was doing a good job of that. Right? I mean, the guy was on point in terms of, like, the first 10 minutes. Right? Like, top 3. And then how does it change so much in the top, you know, in the next 10 minutes? It's because you're not taking good fights. Bad gank attempts, really poor, you know, just rotations. Just they were going like solo, one by one. Like they had this clock Batrider combination. They were getting pickoffs. They're doing such a good job, but then it just the wheels fell off, so to speak. And you're gonna see exactly what happened. Like 18 deaths. This is a ton. You had a terrible game. 14 deaths. This is a ton. You had a terrible game. Like, I can't blame this all on the supports on this one, but they needed to have stuck together. And again, this is another reason why I'm not a huge fan of this Ricky core. I think that you're relying too much. The guy doesn't really have the get out of jail free cards. Like, and he's not like that ultra boss, like a Spectre, right? Like, you just get this guy farm, and this guy will just win you the game. Like, it's way easier to play than a Ricky, which needs to kind of go in and out, like use guerrilla warfare, so to speak. But anyways, great game. I think that was there was a lot to learn on that one. I thought we were going to see amazing play by Jano here. He struggled in the beginning, but he really picked it up in the mid to late game, and just giving his team a great opportunity to win. Those arenas were on point later, and just really shut it down. Is a really good counter pick to what they wanted to do, which is in and out, and you shut it down, make sure you win. So again, please give a like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much.